Hi, it's Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you all the books I plan to read in April, aka my April TBR. So for those of you who know, the Orilium Magical Readathon is continuing in April. We are officially in the Spring Equinox. It's all very school focused, so with the Spring Equinox comes courses and classwork. So for my character, Solfina, I've decided to choose my calling as the Illusionist Rogue. And with that comes 3 classes that correlate to book prompts. So the first course I have to take for the Illusionist Rogue calling is Shapeshifting, and that means I have to read a book with claws on the cover. So I don't have a single book on my physical TBR with claws on the cover, and I didn't really have anything in the back of my mind or on my to be read or want to read shelf on Goodreads with claws on the cover. However, I do have a bit of a twist on this prompt. So instead of claws, I decided to go with paws. Paws, you know, even if you don't see their claws, like they probably have claws in there. And I chose Star Mother. So on this book cover, there's like a wolf or a fox, and I thought this would suit the prompt well enough. I don't know that much about this book. I think I got it for free off Amazon's First Reads, and it's just been sitting on my Kindle. I wasn't really prioritizing it, but with this prompt, it kind of pushes me to read it. So there's some kind of sun god, and these women get chosen to birth these stars, but usually they never survive. And this woman is the first person to survive the birthing of a star. And it's her story. She's determined to seek out her descendants after hundreds of years later. So clearly she's not like a normal human. I mean, she's birthing a star. It's a journey. And I'm interested to see how it goes. I definitely was not like putting this on the top of my to be read. Maybe I'll really love it, and I'll just surprise myself. So that would be great. And then the next class I have to take for the Illusionist Rogues is Art of Illusion, and the book prompt for that is to read a trope that I like. So I've selected Friends to Lovers / Fake Dating with Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. This is the 3rd book in the Well Met series. I really enjoyed the first book in the series, and I did not enjoy the 2nd book in the series. So hopefully we can turn things around again and have a good time with this 3rd book. If you don't know, this series takes place like around a small town, and their Renaissance fair they hold like in the summertime. It's really sweet and cute. This main character, her name is April, which is ironic since I'm reading this in April, and Mitch. April has lived in this town with her teenage daughter for many years, but has been kind of like on the outside of the community, not really involved until her sister comes to live with her, or like live in the town with her and help her like with her daughter and stuff. And her sister got really involved with the Renaissance fair. So now she's like meeting people and stuff, and she's met Mitch, who is a gym teacher and also like this burly, manly Scotsman character who wears kilts and like does all these fight scenes at the Renaissance fair, and he's just like a fun-loving guy. All the women are like attracted to him because he's so muscular and stuff, and apparently they both could use a favor, so there's a fake dating situation, and it just seems cute, and I'm excited to give this author another try. Hopefully the plotting makes more sense. I feel like that was the issue in the 2nd book, that she was just like forcing things to happen and there wasn't really a lot of character development that felt realistic. I hope we can avoid that in this book and just have a fun time with the romance. And then the 3rd course I have to complete is Psionics and Divination. I do not know if I'm pronouncing that right. And the prompt is to read a book set in the future. So I've selected Starbreaker by Amanda Bouchette. This is the 2nd book in the Endeavors series. I finished the 1st book in March. I wasn't really planning on continuing the series, but with this prompt, it works. So I'll give the 2nd book another try. You'll see my deeper thoughts on the 1st book in my March wrap up, which I can link once it's up. So this takes place in the future for sure, because Earth is like gone and humanity has spread out across the galaxy. They live in a bunch of different planets and moons and all these things. And our main character is Tess. She is a rebel fighter. There's this like overseer, overlord figure that controls the galaxy. This overseer is quite the dictator. He's very oppressive to everybody throughout the galaxy, and Tess and her rebel buddies are there to like help people in need, get them food and medicine that they don't have supplies for or access to because of the oppressive government. And there is a love story in this as well. In the first book, the guy Shade is a bounty hunter and Tess has a bounty on her head, and he's trying to decide if he should turn her in or not because he is attracted to her. He thinks she's great, but he needs the money because he has this whole backstory. And then in the second book, things continue on. I probably wouldn't have continued the series if it weren't for this prompt. I just find that the romantic tension isn't really there. The two characters were kind of dating each other even if they didn't know each other's true identities from the start. And yeah, that tension was just lacking, and they're working on their problems in the second book, but just not a lot of tension. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm just powering through it, but my expectations are moderate. So that covers all the books I need to read for my courses. However, I have been behind in some of the other prompts. So last month we had to read for our Conduit and our Legacy. So I did complete the prompt to get my Dagger, which is the Mindwalker's exclusive Conduit, but I also wanted to get a sword. So I want to read for that this month as well. And then I needed to catch up on my Legacy, which I chose as the Shadow Realm, which is a Mindwalker exclusive Legacy option. And the books I need to read for those two things, I'm just going to lump into one series. So the books I need to read for those two prompts, I'm just gonna do the Blood and Ash series. So for the Shadow Realm, I needed to read a book with a dark cover. So the Blood and Ash book is a dark cover, as you can see. And then for the sword, you had to read a book with a blade on the cover, and all of these books have blades on the cover. So I only have to read two, but I would like to get the third one since books 1 and 2 I have read already. So they will be rereads, obviously, but I want it to be really fresh in my mind to get to book 3, so that's really the goal. If I don't get to book 3, it's what's the point? I haven't read it, even though I picked it up as soon as it came out, because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on the third book, people not loving it that much. But as time went on, people are still continuing with the series, reading the 4th book that's come out, the 5th book that's come out, and the reviews are still mixed, but I'm still intrigued enough. Maybe I won't buy them next time, maybe I will just borrow them from the library. But I have this one, I want to get to it. I'm excited to see where the story goes with Poppy and her love interest. And yeah, honestly, even if the plotting of the books aren't great, they're still interesting enough for me that I'm enjoying it, and the romance is really fun and steamy and just a really good time all around. So hopefully it's still fun enough for me, even if it's just not perfect. Even if it's not perfect, if it's a fun time, that's all that matters. I'm reading for fun. And if I'm having fun, mission accomplished. So those are all the books I plan to read in April. Hopefully I can fit in a few more mood reads. I have been, unfortunately, very busy with work and stuff, so if I only complete 5, hopefully 6 of those books, I will be very happy. And I will be very, very happy to be caught up on all of my Magical Readathon prompts. So wish me luck. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye!